Nintendo GameCube made its first unofficial appearance at the E3 Electronic Entertainment Expo in 1999. It was officially introduced the next year at the Nintendo World Expo as the GameCube. It had previously been known as codenamed Dolphin and the Star Cube. The system was finally released in Japan on September 14th, 2001, and November 18th of the same year in the United States. GameCube was the first Nintendo system built specifically for use with optical discs. It was part of the 128-bit era of video game consoles. Its main competitors, the Xbox and the PlayStation 2, both boasting 128-bit processors. In comparison to the N64, Nintendo's previous offering, GameCube had twice the processing potential. It also had more marketability because it had an optical drive like its competitors and could load better graphics at a higher speed than the N64. New mini-disc games sold well, capitalizing on already established franchise game series and characters. The top 5 most popular titles were Super Smash Bros. Melee at 7.09 million copies, Mario Kart Double Dash at 7 million copies, Super Mario Sunshine at 5.9 million copies, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker 4.6 million copies, and Luigi's Mansion at 2.2 million copies. Out of the 25 best-selling titles, Nintendo developed and published 19 of them. The Nintendo GameCube came in about 10 different colors: Platinum, Indigo, Spice, Jet Black, Starlight Gold, Crystal White, Mint Green, Red, White Pinstripe, and a special Metal Gear Solid Edition. The GameCube is actually a rectangular prism, measuring 4 1/4 inches by 5 7/8 inches by 6 1/4 inches. The GameCube was eventually discontinued in February of 2007 and replaced with the new Wii system. The GameCube has gained fame most recently as being the most indestructible game system of the 128-bit era. Here's a video comparing it to the Xbox and the PlayStation 2.
Yes, today we will be destroying what many of you deem all too precious. Which one will survive? Test 1. Will the GameCube survive Test 1? Let's see. Very nice. PS2, how about you? Oh, it's so sad. Nobody is home. Hello? Such a failure, such a failure. Oh, Xbox, let's see how you do. Very nice. Test 2. Et voilà. Congratulations. You will move on to the next round. Test 3. Oh, Xbox, there is no way to turn you on. You lose. Oh, did somebody have a little tumble? The strongest one survived.
Hey everyone, my name is Mark Loftus. I'm going to be telling you about the Nintendo GameCube. Alright, the Nintendo GameCube. It was Nintendo's answer to the 128-bit console wars between PlayStation 2 and Xbox, which were already out at the time. Nintendo GameCube could display 16.7 million colors on screen and 20 million polygons per second. As you can see, mini DVD optical disc. Nintendo decided to go with the mini optical disc, which was 1.5 gigs in memory, because it stopped copyright infringement, it reduced the cost, they got to avoid licensing fees from DVD form, and it reduced the load times on their games. First of all, you got 4 controller ports, you got 2 memory card slots right in the front. Both sides you have vents so it won't overheat. On the back you got the analog out for TVs, because like I said, the highest resolution it could do was 480, so you didn't have your HD back in the day. On the bottom though, what's really cool is you have a high-speed port and a serial port. So when these unplugged, the serial port was used for internet games, but people don't think Nintendo was actually thinking about internet games because there was only like Phantasy Star, Mario Kart Double Dash, Kirby's Air Ride, only a handful of games. But up here at the top you have your high-speed port, which would enable you to connect your Game Boy to your Nintendo GameCube, and then you can play your Game Boy games onto the TV as you like, and then you can take it on the go, which made it kind of cool to play. Okay, in conclusion, the Nintendo GameCube, even though it can't play DVDs or music like the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, when it comes to gaming, it is a solid console, and I highly recommend it to anyone out there who wants to play it.
Hello there, people. My name is Dalton, and here is the GameCube controller. Very vital for playing video games, of course, which is, dumb logic, but, never mind. Anyway, it is a very comfortable controller to hold with its wing-like design, like so. The analog stick is also extraordinarily sturdy, much sturdier than the N64 controller with its hard plastic thing that would break, just doing, you can, see? Much sturdier. The A button here is very unique in the sense that it's basically a planet. All the other buttons, the B, Y, and X button, orbit it. Like, a planet. I think this is very beneficial to the controller because everything centers around the most important button of any video game controller, which is always the A button. And it gives you quick and easy access to all the other buttons and stuff, which a lot of other controllers don't really do with their diamond-shaped design. It also has an internal rumble design feature, unlike the N64, which you have to stick the pack in, but it's built right in to the controller, which gives you, that was an exaggeration, but you get what I did. The triggers are also analog and digital. By that I mean you can slightly press the trigger and then click it, and it'll do two different things for a lot of games, essentially giving you 2 extra buttons without 2 extra buttons, saving space, of course. So, lightly press, depress until it clicks. This controller is obviously a corded controller, but the GameCube controller also has a Wavebird option, which is completely wireless that you insert into your GameCube, basically providing an extremely good wireless controller before it became industry standard. The only real knocks against the controller are probably the D-pad and the right analog stick, the C-stick. The D-pad itself, while functional, look, it covers my thumb covers the entire thing. So, playing 2-dimensional games is going to be a bit of a problem if you have big thumbs. And then the C-stick, while also functional, is made of different material and has a different feeling than the other control stick, making it a little awkward for shooters. So overall, I think the GameCube controller is extremely sturdy. It's extremely comfortable to use for long gaming sessions, and it's basically my favorite controller I've ever used for gaming and stuff. It's awesome.
Luigi's Mansion is the first time Luigi stars in his own 3D game. It was originally designed as a technical demo to show off the graphical capabilities of the GameCube at Nintendo Space World 2000. It is the most successful GameCube launch title, and it was the best-selling game in November of 2001. The story begins with Luigi winning a mansion in a contest he doesn't remember entering and goes to meet Mario there. Mario has gone missing inside, so Professor Egad arms Luigi with a flashlight and the Poltergeist 3000, a modified vacuum to use to fight and trap the ghosts while he searches for his brother. This vacuum can not only suck up and trap ghosts, it can also shoot fire, ice, and water, as well as collect coins and other treasure. Luigi must clear each room of ghosts, which sometimes will require you to solve a puzzle, after which the lights will turn on in the room and usually reveal a chest. It is eventually revealed that Mario has been trapped inside a painting by King Boo, who created the mansion and released the ghosts, and who Luigi has to defeat to save his brother. The gameplay included a two-stick control scheme, which was against the norm for Nintendo games. Luigi's movements are controlled by the control stick, while the flashlight and vacuum are controlled by the C-stick. Arriving nearly a year after the GameCube's successful launch came one of its biggest titles and its first Mario game, Super Mario Sunshine. Shigeru Miyamoto described it as the properly evolved version of Mario 64, as it takes Mario far away from the Mushroom Kingdom to the tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. Shrines are the equivalent to stars, with 120 scattered throughout the gorgeous island. The island's beauty and sunshine is being devastated, however, by a perpetrator that looks exactly like Mario, tagging everything with paint, and it's your job to stop him and restore the area. If Miyamoto was correct in his description, the evolution is most evident in the game's graphics. Everything is rendered clearly and very detailed. In Super Mario Sunshine, Mario partners with Flood, his water pack. Mario still has the signature jump, stomps, and attacks, except with a few major changes. You can now control the water pack functions, which can be toggled with X for whichever mode fits Mario's needs. The R button is key since it can be tapped or held for different effects. For example, holding it down partly allows Mario to move when spraying, while holding it all the way allows for other things. Also, unlike Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine allows Mario to quit a stage without saving and without losing a life. Paint or goop is in almost every stage and is dangerous to Mario. Enemies will usually spawn from it as well. The goop will damage Mario until washed away with the spray gun. The water pack is also crucial for destroying enemies and collecting the sprites.
The first Zelda release for the Cube came as a surprise to many fans, who had seen this clip nearly 3 years before, supposedly demoing both the capabilities of the GameCube at its announcement and a possible realistically drawn Zelda game for the GameCube. The use of cell shading was a decision made by Nintendo higher-ups in order to bring a younger audience into the Zelda franchise. Some more never-before-seen features were the introduction of boat travel, the ability to pick up enemies' weapons, the increased presence of charts and maps for navigation, and a plethora of new items to enhance Link's travels. Wind Waker is not a timeless Zelda title like its older sibling Ocarina of Time, but the Wind Waker is still a favorite among fans of all Zelda franchises for its unique art direction, its interesting place in the Zelda lore and chronology, and the introduction of boat travel as a main means for transportation. The Collector's Edition set for GameCube was a re-release of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, made from attempts to bring these games from the Nintendo 64 DD attachment over to the GameCube. It also included 2 Zelda titles that were popular on the NES. Development had already been made in the direction of transferring game content to non-ROM cartridge media, but many problems were cited with these versions because they were emulators, not specifically developed for the new GameCube console. The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure was the first cooperative Zelda title to be released on any system. Players could link up their Game Boy Advances for extended gameplay features that were further enhanced because of the multiplayer format. It was received well by critics, despite its rare use of the simulated 3D action popularized by Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the N64, and the GameCube's Wind Waker, which came out the previous year. Zelda games for the GameCube console have mixed public opinion and sales profitability, but overall, a decent reception among the game critic community for creativity and expansion of the franchise. GameCube Zelda developers contributed new items and new ways of using and obtaining the classic Master Sword that Link wields in every title.
Melee is a crossover fighter which brings together Nintendo's most popular characters, such as Mario, Samus, Link, and even Pikachu to battle it out on stage. The game features 26 characters, 13 more than its original for the N64 Super Smash Bros. An event mode and a trophy mode were also included that make it that more of a step up from its predecessor. Melee has been critically acclaimed for being so chaotic and so truly unique. It even made its way to the top of Nintendo's best-selling list by becoming Nintendo's first GameCube game to reach the 1 million mark in Japan and selling a whopping 250,000 units in only 9 days in America. As of March 10th, 2008, Super Smash Bros. Melee has become the best-selling game for the GameCube, selling 7 million units worldwide.